Hey, good evening, everyone. Ravi here. If you're able to hear my voice, please say yes in the comments. If you're not able to hear, irrespective, let me know. All right. So I would assume you were able to hear it. Thanks, Krishna. Much appreciated. So this is the indicator. Most of you whoever is attending this session must have got the invite. But before that, my sincere apologies. I couldn't be coming on live video. I'm not able to show myself because I did not want to spend a lot of time on setting up the camera. That's the main reason. Um, uh, there are uh, there are about a lot of people got access. I think we got about 1700 or 1800. That's what I remember. Probably 2000 around that. So once you get the access, you'll have to simply click on this one, use on chart, and then it will open a screen something like this, and then you are good to go. And then as far as you have the access, so you'll be able to use it. So that's the main thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it into the chart. Anyway, I'm watching the chart, so I'll be able to reply quickly. All right. So first things first, once you get the indicator, there are a few housekeeping things that you need to know. So a lot of people complain saying that this table is too big. So if you go to inputs and then come to, let's say, table size, you have the tiny, which got very less number of fields, as you can see there. So, and then you also have small, which got little bit more fields, but the table is going to be a little bigger. And then finally, we'll have the detailed one. For this live session, I'll keep the details so that when we change the values, we'll be able to see the table here. So, and then I mean, some people said that the signal size are too big, so you can actually make it small. So when you say small, the symbol will become very small, and when you say medium, this will become medium. That's all. And then we have the large as well. So for this session, we'll probably keep it as medium. And then you also have an option to change the table position. So this is top left, and then you can also do bottom left, and then you can also do uh, bottom right as well. So this code is little bigger code, so that's the reason it's taking some time. So let's keep it as the top right for now. I think that's all. So that's how you would actually use this particular indicator. There is no rocket science there. Yeah, if you have any questions, put it there. But I will actually go through each what you say each field and then explain how it actually works. Yeah, if you're not got the indicator, do ping me on Twitter. DM me. Do not put into the comments because comments is very difficult to see. But you can pretty much put you send a message to me, personal message, so I'll be able to give the access. Not a problem. All right, so let's close this for now. So right now I'm using 1 hour. A lot of people ask the question, so what is the right time frame to use? For Indian markets, I would suggest you to use 1 hour. The reason is for the lower time frames, pretty much if you're dealing with any FNO stocks, there is a high level of, let's say, manipulation. But then if you're actually trying to do, let's say, non-top 10 nifty stocks and you just wanted to use for, let's say, swing trading, you can probably get on to 5 minutes and then 15 minutes. You also have an option to look at, let's say, you can at the same time you can create 3 charts, which is for 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then whenever you get a signal, you can actually go and then pick up the thing. But if you're actually doing FNO, I suggest you to use 1 hour, nothing less than that. So especially if you're doing a Nifty and Sensex, I would suggest you to use 1 hour. The reason for 1 hour, I have done some analysis. Maybe I posted in Twitter. In fact, I also gave a presentation in the Traders Conclave. Except 1 hour on Nifty, all the other time frames were manipulated. So that's the hypothesis there. So I'm sure you will also understand if somebody traded today or yesterday or even Tuesday, they would understand what kind of manipulation that actually happens in the markets. All right. So now let me get on to the let's say the indicator itself, right? So you have multiple options out here. So the first one is definitely we look at you have multiple things there, right? So you have the learning period. So you have a lot of options here. Let me explain each one of them very quickly so that you will understand what to do, what not to do. So the first things first, you have the learning period, which is about 100, it says. So you can pretty much change this to 100 or 200, whatever the number that you want. So what is this mean is it would actually go back to 100 learning periods backside, and then try to do the machine learning. I think most of you know, if you're very into machine learning, the way which machine learning works is it would actually go back to the past and then look at what is happening in the past history, and then it will learn from the past, and then it will apply the same learning to the future. That's the essence of the machine learning. So now can you use 100, 200? It's up to you, but I suggest you to use 100 because 200, if you see, there is a lot of it does some bit of a learning, and then some of the values might change. They're not very drastically different. I think you're not able to see here. Let me move this chart to, let's say, bottom. I'll say top left, sorry, bottom right. So you can actually see the chart in the bottom. That would be a lot more clear. All right, so we got to see the chart here. So again, let me go back to this one. Okay, so now, as I said, learning period is basically how many occurrences that you would like to go. For example, if you're in the 1 hour time frame, it will go back to 200 hours and then look at the data. So that's how this actually works. So my suggestion is use 100. But let's say if you wanted to look at very quickly, if the market is too volatile, and then you can also put 30. It's up to you. But 30 probably results will not be very accurate. As you can see, 30. As soon as you put 30, some of these values keep changing. So again, there is nothing right or wrong. So 100 is the default. So try to use 100 for now. If you, for example, if you go to 300, it's too long. It might take some time for you to get the results also. So it is, as you can see here, there is it's doing something. All right, so let's go with 100 for now. So that's easy. So now this is called prediction horizon. So we got only 5 here. What does this mean is how many bars ahead the indicator tries to predict the price direction. So the lower is 1 to 3, and then it would predict for the very short term moves, and then let's say somebody wants to do scalping, day trading, that kind of a thing. Probably that point of time, 1 hour time frame would not be really good. You can also put medium, which we had put as a 5 right now. So this is mainly for good for let's say intraday and then the swing trading. And finally, if you wanted to get into, let's say, long-term prediction, you can get on to 15 to 20. So right now we had put 15, but you can also change it to 15 also. It's up to you. So if you change to 15, there could be some of these values would actually change that point of time. As you can see, there is some change here. All right. So now the next one is learning rate default, which is 0, 1. This is basically what it means is indirectly, this is like a car's accelerator, how quickly it can respond to the change. That's all. The more you press, the more quickly it will respond. But then the challenge is if it responds too quickly, you end up taking too many trades. So ideally, keep it a bit slow so that you will get the response a little bit more leisurely, so that you will not get into too many trades. So right now learning rate is 0.1. You can also anything above 0.1. So the higher you go, the learning rate would actually increases. So for example, if you go to 0.5, it will be too jumpy, and then you'll get too many signals. So as of now, keep it as 0.1. As you can see, the indicator also changes here. The in fact, you change this number, right? So the kind of signals that you get could be very different. 1 hour, it's all right. So 1 hour, you'll not get too many signals. But if you get on to, let's say, 5 minutes kind of time frame, and then you see, you will get to see too many signals if it is learning rate is too high. So let's make it as uh, 0.1. So I think one suggestion is, because it takes some time to do the learning and other things. If you're trying to use these charts, my suggestion is to keep them in advance before the market opens, so that it will not take. I mean, sometimes even 1 minute or even 30 seconds looks too long. So that's the reason you probably open all these charts and then keep it ready. So because we already did for 1 hour, now it's faster. Now if I do 5 minutes, it will be faster, because we already did once. And but if you probably do 15 minutes, it might take some time. As you can see, it's learning for the 15 minutes duration. So keep these charts ready in case if you are trading. So now the next one is, okay, let me again open this. All right. So minimum weight, this is basically each, okay, actually I forgot to tell you. So this entire fundamental idea philosophy is, we got 4 indicators here. There is super trend, moving average, VWAP, linear regression. So these are all I consider as, again, my personal experience. I would have used all of them or either of them in last 5-10 years of my trading journey. Why I said 5-10 years? 10 years ago I started, but then the last 5 years I have been trading pretty much daily. So I have used all these indicators. I think one of the frustration for me is putting all those 4 indicators, and then something would say buy, something would say sell, something would say stay. So it's very confusing, right? So the idea is combine all these 4 and then come up with one single line, so that you will not get into too much of a confusion. So now coming back to weights, each indicator here got some weight, which is 25%. So right now, minimum weight is 0.05. So what does this mean is, so even if the indicator performs very badly, it will still get a some weightage, which is the minimum is about 0.05 means, which is about 5% weightage. So right now each indicator got 25% weightage. So this you can change. For instance, here, if you can see, right? So here, super trend got lowest weightage, but suppose if it is performing so badly, but it will still get about 5% weightage. That's what it means. So you can always change this if you wish to. So that is about um, minimum weight. So now let's get on to performance smoothing. I have defaulted it to 10. And what does this mean is, smooths, it would actually smoothens the accuracy scores, and then reduce the noise. The less is always better. So but if you get into too much of a smoothing, then you will get very less signal. So as of now, stay at 10. That's absolutely fine. um, but if you actually go too low, you will also get very wrong scores, also wrong signals rather. So that is also thing. So I think anywhere from 10 to 20 is absolutely fine. So you can, depending on the market conditions, you can either put 10 or 20. As you can see, for any change that you make, it actually works on the back end. So that's the reason it takes some time. Do not change these things in the live market as much as possible. So keep them ready and then start using them. I think that's all. And then you have yeah, performance smoothing. Or minimum sample is the default only. It's basically if the stock is just entered into the market, you do not have 20 occurrences. Ideally, Nifty obviously has many occurrences, right? So this is basically how many samples we minimum should have. That's all it is. I think this is mostly will not use it, because most of the times we in fact trade on the stocks which are already in the market. So that's the reason. And then coming to the 4 other indicators, right? 4 indicators, you have the super trend period, which is 10-3, and you have the super trend multiplier, which is 10-3. Sorry, this is multiplier. You can change if you wish to. You can make it as 10-4 if you wanted to, or you can also make this as 14 or 21, whatever the way you would like to. And then you have moving average, you have the EMA, and then you have pretty much all the famous moving averages. SMA you have weighted moving average, and then the RMA also you have. So ideally use EMA, which would actually give you some more recency into the moving average. VWAP, you have multiple ways to calculate. Right now, you can use HLC 3. Sorry about that. And linear regression also, you can use, I had used 14 here. You can use 9 also if you wish to. I think the 9 will give probably a bit of a delayed signal, but 14 can give bit early signal. I think, sorry, vice versa. So 9 can give bit of an early signal, but 14 can give bit of delayed signal. So play around these values, and then so forget about this, keep them, do not change anything. So as I said, the weightage is pretty much same for all the indicators here. If you want to change, you can change, but as much as possible, try to keep it. The entire sum should be 1, which is 100%. So that's this I already explained. So now let's go to style. So suppose you do not want to look at the table at all, you can uncheck this, and then these are all when the signal size is large or medium or small, what kind of arrows that you like to see. That's all. There is nothing that you need to change. So I think that's all about the indicator. I would be happy to take some questions, and also I think a few more. So as I said, suppose if you wanted to make it, let's say, multi-time frame, right? The best option is you go here, and then as you can see, you got 1 hour here. You got, let's say, you can put 5 minutes, and then you can put 15 minutes here, and then the table is too big, right? So obviously you do not want to look at this data too much, and then you have two options. You can probably go here and then make it as um, tiny, so that it will not occupy so much space, and then you go here and then make this also tiny. All right, so if you do not want to, as I said, see the table, you have an option to go here and then go to style, and then go to table, and then get it out of the table. So you can see here very evidently the 15 minutes gave 1, 2, 3, 6 signals, I think, and 5 minutes obviously would give a lot more signals. So suppose if you are in the smaller time frames, I would suggest you to wait for the strong buy or sell. So depending on that, you take a call. But as much as possible, I would expect you to stay on the longer time frame, so that you will not get into too much of a complications, too many trades. I think that's all. That's all I wanted to cover today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. 1 second. So let me see if I have requested. Yeah, I think this is pretty much would be on the YouTube. So I think I answered the question around what time frame. That's fine. And then okay, I think what is ML status like? Oh, yeah, this is basically so 1 second. Let me. So suppose if you do not want to use ML, right? So and also it's fast actually. That's the reason we're not able to see. Suppose you can actually disable this, and then where is this? All right. So you can see a manual. So this is actually it's not rhymed. And now if you make it enabled, so it will actually say that this is timed. So this is a little quick right now because we already used use this. For example, if you go to ICICI Bank, it would take some time to load, because I did not use this on ICICI Bank for now, so it would take some time to learn and then load. All right, so this is what it is, right? So let's now get it off. Well, let's say I'll get off this. So you will say this is manual, so there is nothing that you will see. Now what I'll do is I will again enable this, and then say that just give me 30 seconds. I need to cancel a class. All right. So let's now keep an eye on this. I think it will probably take some time to do this. Okay, this is taking a lot of time. So I had put 1 minute. Yeah, this is a tune, and then yeah, this is trained actually. So this is all done. So this is a little faster. Sometimes if it is taking some time, you got to see the symbol saying that this is actually getting trained. That's all. You can check that little later. All right. So good efforts, big thank you, welcome. What is the best time frame? Yeah. So I think the see false signal, the very essence of indicator is to guide you what to do, what not to do, right? So there is nothing like my view false or right signal. So it's basically it's a signal. So it all depends on how do you take the signal. So suppose if you stay here, right? So it says here sell. Is this right or wrong? Nobody knows. The reason is after coming here, it actually again went back. So for example, this signal, if you see it here, right now we will say that this is right signal because it did not go back. But here we would say that this is the false signal. I mean, most of the people. So how do we know when the market is running? Nobody knows. The very essence of indicator is it's basically think like an indicator on the road when you're driving in the car, right? So you will see an indicator and then you will either stop or probably go slow or take the direction or whatever. So that's all it is. So here ideally what you would do is in this case you probably sold something. For example, you bought a put or you sold a call option or you sold some stock. So here it actually worked. Till here there is absolutely no signal that actually hit you back. But here you got to two signals. So now you would actually say that okay, this is a false signal, but this is not a false signal. This is a signal. So now ideally if somebody took a entry here, they will have to exit here. Will they make money? The answer is no, they will not make money. So but however all these indicators, if you probably consistently do let's say 100 times, there is 70-80% of the times they will work and remaining 30% they will in fact do not work. So now if you take last four occurrences, right, let's look at last four occurrences. So now this gave a signal at 25312, and then this gave a exited around 24727, about 600 points we got from here. Again it again ideal exited here. It's 24738, and then we have 25 about 300 points. So we pretty much got about 600 plus 300 900 points. But right now we would be losing about maybe 80 here, and then probably about 30 or 40 points. Now if you subtract this, right, 900 minus 40, it's basically you would have probably overall you would have got about let's say 840 or 850 points. So that's how you have to look at. Do not look at this gave a signal but then immediately it gave a buy. So because that's the very nature of indicator, so we just can't help. All right. So how do you ever? That's fine. What is the best time frame? Yeah, as I said, for Indian markets, I please use 1 hour. So that's what I would suggest. Tenali. Okay, all right. Hey, Vamsi, yeah, my hometown is Tenali. My relatives and parents stay there, brothers and sisters stay there. How do you use this to take trades? I mean, do you see signals on the chart as it appears? Yeah. I mean, I would see signals on the chart. Absolutely, that's absolutely right. This is lagging indicator as well as others. That's true. Can we you I mean again see there is a lot of discussion about lagging or leading, right? So in the world no indicator can predict the future, whatever it is, right? So nobody knows what's going to happen. But as I said, these indicators are just signals, so we'll have to use with a pinch of salt. And no indicator would be able to give you 100% results. So as I said, if you're doing 100 trades, if you're able to make it profitable with a 2:1 kind of a thing, even 50% trades, you will still make money. But if our risk management is not good and if you're not able to use the indicator, or let's say somebody entered here, for instance, just as an example, if somebody entered here and then there is a exit signal here, for example, somebody sold, there is a buy signal here. If they still stay on the trade with the hope saying that this is going to be reversed, then they're going to lose money. So I think if you're able to disciplinedly, with the discipline, follow these instructions, I think they'll be able to make some good money. That's how these indicators work. I mean, my site is 1 hour time frame, so that's what which is important. For I think my daughter also joined for scalping. Which time frame should I use? My suggestion is to not to use this for scalping. The reason, right? So by the time, because there is too much of a calculation that is involved. For scalping, you need to have very quick 1 or 2 signals, not more than that. I mean, a lot of people do super trend, moving average kind of thing, but I am actually working on one scalping indicator predominantly for the option buyers. So that would be ready in another couple of days. So once my testing gets over, I'll be able to launch that. Indicator ways for all time frames. I think I ordered answer. Which stocks will be best to trade? How to choose the best strike price, and can you add strike prices in the future? So no, I think the strike prices I would ideally leave it to you. The reason is the entire strike price thing got too much of a art and science, right? So some people would prefer OTM, some people would prefer ATM, some would prefer ITM. This all goes with the risk management of the individual. I mean, if you want me to do one video on selecting the strike prices, I will do, but that is nothing to do with this indicator at least. So whenever you get a signal, for instance, you got a signal here, right? So yesterday, at least on Nifty, in fact, when I got a sell signal here, I went and then bought some put option. That is 24,500 October, but then eventually that got into losses today morning because there is a reversal. And because I bought the put option, which is the ITM, so I had to cover that with selling some few put options. So that's how I would be able to manage. Otherwise, you would exit the signal completely. Sorry, exit the trade completely, and then again get to the real signal. So that's how it is. Whom to approach for getting this shot? Yeah, you ping me on Twitter, so you'll be able to get the chart. So where to get, sir? So hello, Rowdy Thambi FF. Okay. Sir, can you please price action in this indicator simultaneously? I did not understand. Can you please use price action in this indicator? Yeah, you can use price action. Yeah, you can use see price action again. It's basically you will use one of these indicators only, right? So again, it would be my view overkill for you doing too many indicators. So again, I'm not saying that use only this indicator, but if something else is also helping to you, you should definitely do that. Paid version launch date. So as of now, I did not think of a paid version, Ajay. If you wanted to pay, that's absolutely all right. I think most of the users got at least this free for anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and then if they are making money, I'm happy to extend. Absolutely no problem. Let's see. But if I'm spending a lot of time and effort, I will think through. But right now, it is pretty much free. All right, so can you please use okay, that's fine. Here signal comes after 1 hour, candle is closed. Yeah, it's candle is closed because that's the right way to do the indicator. Yeah, so you should ping me on my Twitter, so I will actually share my Twitter handle. That way it is easy for you to get the access. All right. So somebody says that I should probably do this replay in 1 hour. Let's do that. So you can see these values keep changing quite continuously. All right, I think you need to understand some bit more around this, right? So you have the weights; these keep changing. The weights, in fact, the least performing indicator that would get the less weightage. the best performing indicator that will get the more weightage that point of time. So that's how this entire thing is designed and then the coded. So that's the ML part of it. Okay, all right. I think yeah, if you have DM'd already, I will definitely send across the indicator. Not a problem at all. I think so. Few additions that I'm planning to build is um, I'm not. Yeah, this is the latest version. So I want to build something around the giving users some bit of a signal around consolidation zone. So I think right now you are able to see very light red here. So I'll make it a lot more visible. So we will have two zones. One is consolidation zone. One is trending zone. The trending zone could be something like this, right? So where you have continuous fall of the market. This is also a trending zone, but this is kind of a consolidation zone. This is also a consolidation zone. So I will add that little bit of signal. While that doesn't really change buy or sell signal, but that would actually give a good insights into whether you want to enter a trade or not. That's what it is. The second one is I will also add the CPR into this. So CPR mostly daily one, so not the weekly one. So that would help in case somebody wants to take a trade above the CPR, narrow CPR, wider CPR. That would be very easy. Again, I'm not going to change these conditions. That would be some bit of a manual thing. So sometimes people they do not want to take a trade when there's a wider CPR. I would leave that to the user. But I can also automate that down the line if I have some good data, past data. I'll be able to really do that as well. I think those are all the few things. Some people suggested I should add RSI, but I felt RSI is some bit of a overkill. At least in the current world, RSI is used to hit the stop losses. So that's the reason I do not want to add RSI right now. But if somebody wants to use it, I can add that as an additional thing. So that's all. I think that's all about this indicator. And then thanks for joining the call and our live stream. Okay, what is the difference? Yeah, so strong cell basically it will give you when pretty much all these four are red, green rather, it will give you a strong buy. And all in fact sometimes what happens when the move is so strong, so pretty much everything will become green in pretty much in the instantaneously. That point of time you'll get the strong buy. But again, strong buy doesn't mean that it will always be strong buy. But it actually says that the momentum is quite strong that point of time. So that's what the thing. So for instance, here you can see there would be some occasions where where you would get strong by or sell, but then that wouldn't really stand for long. I think we do not have too many signals. Maybe we'll check BSC. BSC generally is quite fast, right? So we'll have lot of fast moments. Let's look at the BSC. I guess it might give some strong buy, strong sell. Yeah, it gave strong sell, but this doesn't mean that this is going to sustain. So it gave strong sell here, but then this actually stayed for some time. And suppose if we get on to maybe 15 minutes. So yeah, so we got sell buy, and then yeah, pretty much all the signals we have. Okay. All right, I think that's all. So we got a buy signal for BSC on 1st October at about 2:45 after that sustain. So this is where I was saying, right? So there is nothing like true or false signal. So now somebody might say this is a false signal, but then the reason is it gave a buy signal, but it also gave a sell signal here. So I think one more very important thing that I want to tell you, I forgot to tell you. See, once you enter the, so, okay, this is the fundamentals of trading, right? So our entry got to be really strong and our exit got to be multiple ways to exit. So we shouldn't depend on just one exit point, one exit path. So as I said, the entry got to be really good. So when your entry is really good, your exits you can do multiple ways. Let's say somebody take an entry here. Somebody takes an entry here. So let's say they shorted maybe 25,300 call option, for instance, or maybe they bought 25,300 put option. So now this goes till here. So you have multiple ways to exit. One thing is you can exit on the target based. For example, you achieved 100% or 200% target, you will exit. Or if you're selling, if you achieve 30% or 40% or even some percentage, whatever, right? So you will probably exit the trade. That is one way to exit. The second way is you can also exit as soon as this actually crosses this line. So which means that so once you enter here, the only time it crosses this one, but then the candle did not close here. So here you got to see solid body here. So this point of time, you wanted to exit instead of waiting for this signal to come. So as soon as there is a crossover, or you can also exit this place also. That is also absolutely possible. Now, from here to here, you will not do anything. So from here to here, you will wait for one more buy or sell signal and then exit the trade. Same thing here. For instance, if you enter here, right? So you got a this in fact touched back again somewhere here, pretty much at the similar place. So you would exit this trade here itself, and then you will wait for one more buy signal or the sell signal. That point of time, with if you probably do options here, right, you would have not lost any money here. And then now again you got a one more signal here, which is a buy signal, and then this is pretty much good. So you entered about 25117. So right now at about 25173, about 50-60 points somebody would have got. So that is also one way to play around your trade. So all right. Uh, can we use this? Yeah, it works for crypto. I did check, and also there are a lot of people from Middle East and US and Africa. They did say that it's actually working for crypto, so you can use. I personally do not trade on crypto. Yeah, crude oil also people gave feedback that it actually works. So I personally do not do crude oil, so I did not check personally, but then people gave feedback. Can you use it for week? Oh, of course, yeah, you can use for weekly time frame. So let's look at. In fact, the longer you go, the better the signals would be. So let's get on to weekly time frame. So suppose if you take maybe so HDFC we should not take because it's a highly manipulated stock. Let's take BSC. All right. So BSC we got one buy signal on April 7th April 2025, and then this if you bought here, your exit signal came somewhere here. So it's basically from 17572 to for about 700 800 rupees or whatever. So and then again you got a once you exit you got a sell signal here, which is about 2330, and then right now again it came back here. So you would ideally exit the trade here or here somewhere around this. So you can also use on a daily time frame. It nothing, it will not hurt you badly. So this is daily time frame, you can use it. So you can also look at changing these parameters. For example, if you wanted to reduce, for instance, the linear regression or increase the linear regression, all these things you will be able to do it very well. So, for example, wanted to have let's have a laser signal. You can now this will give very less signals to you, so you can change those. So you can get that also. That is also absolutely possible. All right. So yeah, ideally, once in crude oil, can we use it? Yeah, weekly time. Yeah, you don't. I don't do forex. I don't do crude oil. I also don't do crypto. The only very reason, Pratap, after 3:30, I just wanted to live peacefully because Nifty gives enough trouble and pleasure from 9:15 to 3:30. After that, I do not want to look at the charts and other things again. Should we take position after? Of course, ideally you should. Use range bars in the trading view. Sorry, use range bars in trading range bars. I do not know what is it. Use basically filter out noise, which basically use. Okay, I maybe Shivakumar, I need to ping me later. I did not understand what you're saying. I think that's all. Thanks to all of you for joining, and much appreciated. Near open it would be Pratap Reddy. So we can't trade. I mean, I can't trade the US markets because I live in India. So yeah, I just right now Indian market. So maybe when I get a time to or chance to trade in US markets, I'll definitely do that. All right. Have a great remaining day, and thanks for joining all of you. And this video will be there anyway online. So whenever you want to look at, have a look at it. That's all. Have a great remaining day. Bye bye.